G'day, Nigel from Sax School. We're going to have some fun today. I'm going to show you how to play a cool Christmas tune called Let It Snow. And we're going to do it on the alto saxophone. I've got a great backing track. I'm going to start by playing it through with that backing track, and then I'm going to go through and learn how to play it in easy steps. Here we go. Okay, so it's a cool tune, a simple tune. I like playing this tune because, well, it's a nice melody, everybody knows it, and also it's easy and fun to play on the saxophone because it's a very scale-based tune. It's just a diatonic tune. So all the notes pretty much in this melody come from the scale. Now, on the alto sax in this lesson, we're going to do it in the key of C major. That's the easiest scale there is, right? There's no sharps and there's no flats. There's one little surprise note in there, but pretty much it's just the notes of the C major scale. So let's get started. The very first phrase starts on low G, and we go G, G up to octave G. So I'm just adding my octave key on here. So G, G, high G, G, F, E, D, C, G. That's easy, right? G, G, high G, G, F, E, D, C, G. And then we go G, G, D. So I've got my octave key on for this one. D, C, D, C, B, G. Now that's a bit tricky, that bit, because we're going D with all our fingers on and our octave key, down to C, back to D, back to C. So we've got a lot of fingers there to move at the same time. That's the trick. But apart from that, it's pretty straightforward. Let's try playing that first little bit all together, nice and slow. We're going to start on beat 4. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and then we'll play on beat 4. Here we go. Or 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I'm trying to keep my fingers a fair way off the key so you can see which notes I'm pressing down. But when you're playing it yourself, you should really try and keep your fingers so you're touching the keys all the time. That's going to make it easier to be smooth between your notes. Okay, particularly when you're doing that D to C thing. So after that, we go A up to high A, G, F, E, D. Then up to high B. That's high, that. B, A, G, G, F, E, E, D, C. So one more time through those notes. We're starting low A, no octave key. A, and then up to octave A with the octave key on. A, G, F, E, D. Then up to high B, A, G, G, F, E, E, D, C. So let's go from that A and see if we can play from there. Again, starting on beat 4. So it's 1, 2, 3. Cool. So that's the first half of the first section. Now, the cool thing about this melody is it's quite repetitive, and in fact, that first section, we get to play it all again a second time through. So let's go ahead and do that now. So remember, we're starting on low G, and then we're going up to octave G, okay? So this is the second time through the first section. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. So it's a trick really to try and keep all of those notes moving nice and smoothly from one to the next. I'm tonguing all of those notes, so I'm starting every single note with a tongue, and I'm trying to keep lots of air through the instruments, and so even my high notes have the same quality of sound as my low notes, okay? So keeping lots of air pushing through the instrument, blowing right through my phrases, starting the notes with a tongue, and really trying to get it to flow. So that's the first section. After that, we move on to the middle bit, so let's have a look at those notes. Okay, so now in the middle bit, we're actually going to start on the note B, no octave key, and we're going to go B, C up to D, with an octave key on now, D, E, D, down to B, up to high G, down to D. So one more time, B, C, up to D with the octave key on, E, D, down to B, up to G, down to D. Right, you ready for that? Let's try it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so again, a bit jumpy around there, isn't it? You've got to try and make sure you're getting your left hand moving together as all those keys together, so you don't get any blippy extra notes in between your notes. After that, we start on the B again. We go B up to D, down to C, C, B, A, G, A, B. So those notes again, B, D, C, C, B, A, G, A, B. Should we try it? 2, 3. Nice, simple, straightforward rhythm. The next phrase is the same as the first phrase from the middle section. B, C, D, E, D, B, G, D. And the fourth and final phrase in this middle section starts on high G, and this we're the one time we've got an extra random note in there. So we go high G down to F sharp. So it's not normal F. It's F sharp this time, okay? Middle finger. So it's G, F sharp, E, F sharp, G, A, G. Okay, cool. So let's try putting all of that middle section together. You ready? So we got B, C, D. 1, 2, 3. Awesome, so we've done the first section, we've done the middle section, we've just got the last section left to go, and the cool thing about this, it's the same as the first section. So let's just play straight through it because we already know these notes, starting on low G, 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 high G, G, F, E, D, C, G. Okay? 1, 2, 3. simple, right? Now there's really only one little extra thing we've got left to learn, but first I want to tell you about the geography of this tune. So I'm using a really cool backing track for this lesson from jazzbacks.com, and I love these tracks because they're real instrument tracks. They're tracks played by real people, and that makes them sound fresh and exciting and real, right? And in this particular backing track, it goes all the way through the tune twice. So we've got 4-bar introduction, then we play all the way through the melody that we just learned, and then we go back to the beginning of the melody, we play all the way through that melody a second time. And the only change is right at the very end, we do what we call a tag ending. And a tag in music is where we take the last 2 or 4 bars and we repeat them again to create an ending of the tune. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the last 2 bars and repeat them. So when you get to the end of the second time through the melody, we're at this point. At that point, we go back to the high B again. We go B, A, G, G, F, E, E, D, C. But this time at the end, we go C and then another C. You can do it up high, you can do it down low. It's up to you. Okay? So. And our tag. And that's it. That's the whole tune. That's everything you need to know about Let It Snow, playing along with this backing track. Okay, so cool. So what's the next steps now? Well, there's a couple of things to do. First of all, I'd suggest you get yourself really comfortable with all the notes in that melody and make sure that you can make all the phrases flow right through, keeping your air going, keeping your fingers nice and smooth, fingers close to the keys. So that's the first thing. The second thing is spend a few minutes listening to that backing track through a few times through, so you can really get an idea of the style of the backing track and the feel of these live musicians that you're playing along with. Now that's really important because you need to understand the feel, you need to understand the way that they're playing that tune, and you need to be playing in the same style yourself so that your sound and their sound fits together. So think about the bounciness of their rhythms, think about the energy in the melody, think about the way they make some of the notes short, particularly the very last note of the whole tune, and see if you can incorporate all of that into your own playing. Okay, so that's the second thing. The third thing I think you should try and do is try and personalize this melody a bit. So once you're feeling really comfy with it and you can play it through nice and smoothly, then try and make it your own, personalize it a bit. You'll notice when I played it through with the backing track, the second time through, I changed it up a little bit. I added a bit of improv in there, I changed the rhythms around a little bit, and all of those things make it sound more like me, more like my style, and it makes it sound a bit more natural as well. So if you're looking for some inspiration about how you can do that yourself, have a listen to what I did with the backing track, but also jump online, go on YouTube or Spotify or iTunes or Apple Music or whatever your thing is, Pandora, and have a listen to a bunch of different versions of this tune and get some inspiration from those other recordings about the way that those particular artists personalize the melody themselves. And take the bits that you like and try and incorporate them into your playing, and that's going to then become your sound. So well done for making it through this lesson. Don't forget to check out the other backing tracks over at jazzbacks.com. They've got a great selection of backing tracks, and the cool thing is they're all made by real musicians, so they're real recordings of real musicians playing these great jazz tunes, and that makes it so much more fun as a musician to play along with. So that's over at jazzbacks.com. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There's loads of other lessons on here which I know you'll enjoy working through, and there's new things coming up all the time. So hit the subscribe button so you know what's coming up, and also leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this lesson, good or bad. I just love to know what you think about it. It helps me to know what lessons I can make for you next time that hopefully you'll enjoy too. So keep practicing hard. See you next time.